Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The world is witnessing a potential shift in global power dynamics. The traditional balance of power, long dominated by Western nations, is being questioned and re-evaluated. Emerging economies are rising, and with them, new alliances and partnerships are forming. This shift is not just political but also economic and cultural, affecting every aspect of our global society. For decades, the U.S. guaranteed Gulf security in exchange for oil sales in dollars, a cornerstone of the global economy. This arrangement has been a bedrock of international relations, ensuring a steady flow of energy resources and maintaining the dollar's dominance as the world's reserve currency. However, the landscape is changing. Now, whispers suggest Saudi Arabia and Qatar might align with the BRICS bloc, led by China and Russia. This potential realignment could have far-reaching implications not just for the Middle East but for the entire world. The BRICS nations, representing some of the world's largest and fastest-growing economies, are challenging the status quo. Their combined economic power and influence are reshaping global trade and investment patterns. If Saudi Arabia and Qatar join this bloc, it could signal a significant shift in global alliances. This could impact petrol prices, pension funds, and global peace. The ripple effects of such a shift could be felt in every corner of the globe, affecting everything from the price of gasoline at the pump to the stability of international financial markets. Are these headlines the full story, or is there a more complex reality? The media often simplifies complex geopolitical issues, but the truth is usually far more nuanced. Understanding the full picture requires looking beyond the headlines and examining the underlying factors driving these changes. Nations are exploring new partnerships, seeking a multipolar world. This shift towards a more balanced distribution of power could lead to greater stability and cooperation, but it also comes with its own set of challenges and uncertainties. This narrative explores the facts, separating rumor from reality. In an age of information overload, discerning the truth is more important than ever. By examining the evidence and considering multiple perspectives, we can gain a clearer understanding of the forces shaping our world. Is America truly in decline, or is it a strategic recalibration? The United States remains a global superpower, but its role and influence are evolving. This period of transition could lead to new opportunities and challenges both for America and the world. Let's delve into the intricate dance of global politics. By understanding the shifting sands of global power, we can better navigate the complexities of our interconnected world and anticipate the changes that lie ahead. To truly grasp the complexities of today's shifting alliances and global power plays, we must first look back to a time when the world was being reshaped in the aftermath of World War II. The seeds of today's geopolitics were sown in those pivotal years, as nations sought stability and security in a rapidly changing landscape. The U.S.-Saudi relationship emerged as a pragmatic partnership, forged out of mutual necessity. In 1945, President Franklin D. Roosevelt met King Abdulaziz of Saudi Arabia aboard the USS Quincy, marking the beginning of a unique alliance. The United States, seeking reliable access to energy resources, offered security guarantees to the Saudi kingdom. In return, Saudi Arabia provided a steady flow of oil, a resource that would soon become the lifeblood of the modern world. This arrangement evolved into the Petrodollar system, a financial innovation that would shape the global economy for decades. Saudi oil was sold exclusively in US dollars, ensuring a constant demand for the American currency. Oil revenues were recycled into US financial markets, creating a powerful economic loop that benefited both nations. The petrodollar system cemented the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency. This gave the United States unparalleled leverage over global finance, allowing it to project power far beyond its borders. The dollar became the backbone of international trade, and American influence reached every corner of the globe. Over the decades, the US-Saudi pact weathered numerous storms. Oil shocks in the 1970s, regional wars, and shifting political landscapes all tested the strength of this alliance. Yet the partnership endured, remaining a cornerstone of the American-led global order and a stabilizing force in a volatile region. The model set by Saudi Arabia was soon mirrored by other Gulf states. Qatar, for example, became a key U.S. ally by hosting the Al Udeid Air Base, now one of the largest American military installations in the Middle East. This base serves as a critical hub for U.S. operations, further entrenching American influence in the region. However, the world is changing. In recent years, cracks have begun to appear in this long-standing arrangement. As the United States pivots its strategic focus toward Asia, seeking to counterbalance the rise of China, its engagement in the Middle East has become less certain. This shift has not gone unnoticed by Gulf leaders. Sensing the winds of change, Gulf leaders are now actively seeking to diversify their alliances. They are looking east, forging new relationships with rising powers in Asia. These new partnerships promise economic growth, technological exchange, and a more balanced foreign policy. This is the context for the Gulf's engagement with new partners like China, India, and the BRICS nations. As the old order shifts, the region is redefining its place in the world, navigating a future where power is more diffuse and alliances are more fluid than ever before. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, emerged as a group of economies seeking to reform a US-dominated global system. It's not a military alliance but a diverse club with shared interests in a multipolar world. In 2023, BRICS invited 6 new countries, signaling intent to expand influence, especially in the Middle East. The inclusion of Iran was significant, uniting major oil producers and consumers. However, Saudi Arabia has not formally accepted membership, highlighting complexities. The UAE, Egypt, Ethiopia, and Iran joined, creating a larger, more influential bloc. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are cautiously engaging with this evolving group. BRICS's invitation places Saudi Arabia in a delicate position. Joining offers opportunities with China and Russia but risks US security ties. Riyadh seeks a formal defense treaty with Washington, complicating BRICS membership. Saudi Arabia's public indecision is a calculated strategy. It hedges bets, balancing economic ties with the East and security ties with the West. This Saudi-first policy prioritizes national interests. By delaying BRICS membership, Saudi Arabia maintains leverage with both sides. Qatar's position is telling. It didn't receive a BRICS invitation, but this aligns with its strategic neutrality. Qatar serves as a mediator in global conflicts, maintaining US security ties. The Al Udeid airbase symbolizes this deep partnership. Qatar focuses on economic engagement without political entanglement. It leverages its natural gas wealth, signing contracts globally. This approach allows Qatar to benefit from both US security and BRICS economies. Qatar's neutrality remains its strength. Rumors suggest Saudi Arabia might ditch the dollar for the yuan in oil sales. This petro-yuan idea challenges US economic dominance. However, evidence for this shift is non-existent. Saudi policy insiders dismiss the idea as a phantom agreement. The dollar remains foundational for Saudi oil exports. The petrodollar system is deeply entrenched, and dismantling it would be complex. The Saudi rial is pegged to the dollar, ensuring stability. The yuan isn't ready for a global role. China's markets aren't as open. While local currency discussions exist, the dollar's reign continues. Experts offer a nuanced view beyond headlines. Rashmi Garg notes Gulf states pivoting to diversify relationships. This isn't abandonment but strategic diversification. The Carnegie Endowment highlights Saudi Arabia's balanced foreign policy. It seeks a US security treaty while deepening ties with China and Russia. Manpreet Gill expects minimal impact on oil prices despite geopolitical shifts. Umar Karim emphasizes economic interdependence as a stabilizing force. Nations need each other's markets, anchoring stability. The future of alliances is complex but rooted in mutual needs. New alliances are forming, defying old Cold War boxes. The Saudi-Pakistan Defense Pact exemplifies regional self-reliance. It reflects a desire for partnerships beyond distant superpowers. Countries maintain separate relationships, balancing security and energy needs. The Gulf hosts a massive Indian workforce, creating strong social bonds. Remittances are vital to India, while labor is essential for Gulf societies. These alliances, military, economic, social, are building a new global architecture. Saudi Arabia and Qatar engage with both the US and BRICS. They build a network of partnerships, embracing a multipolar world. The dramatic story of America being cut off from the world stage, especially in the realm of oil and global influence, is more fiction than fact. While headlines may suggest a sudden rupture, the reality is far more nuanced and layered. The United States, despite shifting global dynamics, remains deeply embedded in the fabric of international energy and finance. The dollar, for instance, continues to reign supreme in the oil trade. Even as some countries explore alternatives, the vast majority of global oil transactions are still conducted in US dollars. This dominance is not just about currency, it's about trust, stability, and the intricate web of financial systems that underpin the global economy. The US security umbrella, meanwhile, remains a cornerstone for many nations. providing a sense of stability in an unpredictable world. What we are witnessing is not a clean break but rather a complex evolution of relationships. The ties between the US and key Middle Eastern partners like Saudi Arabia and Qatar are being redefined, not severed. These nations are recalibrating their strategies, seeking new partnerships, and diversifying their interests, but the foundational connections remain strong. The world is no longer a stage dominated by a single superpower. Instead, it is becoming an ensemble cast, with multiple powers, both established and emerging, sharing the spotlight. Countries like China, India, and the European Union are asserting their influence, creating a more multipolar world order. Despite these shifts, Saudi Arabia and Qatar are not turning their backs on America. Their leaders recognize the enduring value of their alliances with the US, even as they pursue new opportunities elsewhere. These relationships are being adapted to fit a changing world, not abandoned. In this new era, Saudi Arabia and Qatar are engaging with the world on their own terms. They are investing in technology, education, and infrastructure, forging ties with Asia, Africa, and beyond. This is the reality of a multipolar era. Nations pursuing their interests globally while still valuing their traditional partnerships. The future remains unwritten. While some trends may accelerate rapidly, true change on the world stage is often gradual, unfolding over years or even decades. The forces shaping our world are dynamic, and their outcomes are far from predetermined. The global system is in a state of flux, with a new order slowly taking shape. Old alliances are being tested, new partnerships are being formed, and the rules of engagement are being rewritten. This is a moment of both uncertainty and opportunity. In times like these, it's more important than ever to look beyond the headlines. Sensational stories can obscure the deeper truths. We must seek out reliable information, question assumptions, and think critically about the narratives we encounter. Understanding these changes is not just the job of experts or policymakers, it is a responsibility for all informed citizens. By staying engaged and informed, we can better navigate the complexities of our interconnected world. The conversation about our shared future is just beginning. Your voice, your curiosity, and your willingness to engage all matter. Together we can help shape the unwritten future.